Hello and welcome back to Turok 2. Now last time we did a lot of stuff. In the first session we took care of Port of Adia and the River of Souls. In the second session we took care of the Death Marshes and the Lair of the Blind Ones. In this session things are going to be just a tad bit different. We'll be tackling one level and one level only. But I think if you played this game before, I think you know why I'm only going to bother tackling this one level. So before you start, I suggest you restock if you still can and pick the correct weapon for you for your own convenience. I'm still going to use the shotgun because I think it's a pretty nice gun to have, and we are still using infinite lives and unlimited ammo cheats, which are only used because we want to make progress. I just want to show how to get through the game, where to find all of the things and whatnot, and consider that little thing a sneak peek. So yeah. They're not trying to do like a challenge run or something, they're just trying to get through the game and show everything. We're still missing 3 Primogen keys for the last fight. We couldn't get the last one in the Lair of the Blind Ones because we don't have the Whispers ability yet, which we will get in this level. So we'll pick it up, and once we're done with level 5, we'll go back to the Lair of the Blind Ones and pick up the Primogen key, which is very easy to pick up actually, it's right at the beginning. Unlike in level 5, which, well, we'll get to that. So, is there anything that we should know before entering level 5? Yes, it's a navigational nightmare. So I suggest you just observe how the environments look like and tell me if it's easy for you to navigate it without the action map. Because I'll tell you right now, it isn't. With that said, let us proceed into level 5. Enjoy!
The hive of the mantis. The mantis are an aggressive and extremely intelligent race of insects that have established a large colony in the Lost Land in recent years. The mantis are incapable of pity, remorse, or kindness. They exist solely to further their own existence. To this end, the Primogen has persuaded the mantids to help free him by promising to give them ripe new worlds to infest. The first world on their list is Earth. Rift gates are being ready to transport an army of mantid soldiers to your world. Destroying the master computer will render the rift gates useless. Your mission objectives are as follows. Destroy 3 queen embryos. Destroy the master computer. Locate the energy totem and defend it at all costs.
Okay, now that we're back in the action, I suggest you first pause the game and take a little breath in, because this is probably the only level in the game which starts out with a cannon already firing at you. So take a look at those missions that you're supposed to do. In this hive of the mantids, we're supposed to destroy 3 queen embryos so that no more mantids could be born, and destroy the master computer. There's only one master computer, however what they don't tell you about the master computer is that it's protected by a force field, so you're not going to destroy it right away. Another thing they don't tell you about the master computer is that you need 4 satchel charges to blow it up, cause it's impervious to all of your weapons. Now that you got all of that information, it is time to resume the game and hope to God you're not going to get hit by that turret. Oh, never mind, it did get hit, and now you get to see what happens if you try to exit the level too early. It says mission failed and shows you your objectives once again. So, there you have it. If you wanted to know how that looks like, now you do. Luckily for you, the first weapon you get, in case you missed it before, is a plasma rifle. And the number one... What's with the sounds? Sounds are glitching out already. Amazing. I need a different gun. They are glitching out. What the fuck? Hold on. This is dumb. Let's try that again. I don't like how sounds are glitched out. Let's make a cut. Alright, we're back. I think the sound is back to normal. That was a bit weird. We just started the session and it's already glitching out. Let's see if it's still alright. If not, well, I have a solution to fix it. And it is. Alright. First of all, you have these auto turrets that you need to worry about. Whenever you blow up one of them, a gate next to them will pop open. You can walk inside to get a breather from all the gunfire that's pelting you down. But you will need to blow up all of these turrets and everything that's inside of it. Oh, they have respawns. Yeah, the sound is back to normal. Before it didn't even play the gunfire sound, which was weird. Now these auto turrets aren't exactly accurate, and sometimes when the gate pops open, well, the Mantid also dies with it. Which is funny when it happens, because they're normally not supposed to do that. But I suggest you take everything that the game gives you, because this can be quite the difficult level. It's not just the navigation that gets in the way, it's also everything else. We're dealing with a highly advanced race of insects who don't care about mafeels, and thus they will make sure to destroy you at any given moment. With that said, who are exactly we're dealing with right now? Well, we're dealing with the drones, I believe they're called. And as you can see, they're highly accurate. An idea is to actually use the charge dart rifle first, stun them, and then try to shoot them down. This actually works relatively well for a lot of issues in this game, for a lot of enemies which like to be annoying. Maybe even that one who's flying right now, because drones also come with jetpacks. If you kill them while they're floating in the air with the jetpacks, you sometimes get a different death animation, but for the most part they just explode in gory mess. Well, that's exactly what you get. This corner respawns things so fast, it's like they expect you to get hurt. Look at that. Amazing. But yeah, once you blow up all of the auto turrets in this area, all that's left for you to do is either run inside the portal or eliminate all enemies for it. What's he doing? Oh, the jetpack gave way, I guess. Well, like I said, either just eliminate all of the enemies around the portal or run straight for it. Either way works. It's just a matter of deciding what you want to do better. Now, I think this level is easily the biggest of all the levels in here, besides the last level. Not only that, but it's also the most confusing, because you see these walls? That's the most common texture you'll be seeing in this level. Tell me that makes navigation easy, because I don't believe you. I just don't. Which is why I recommend that you play with the action map. Have that bastard on at all times. I'm pretty sure you can get in there, because the auto map suggests there's something in there. Maybe it blows up later, I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, for this level you absolutely must make use of the action map. And that's a charge dart rifle, mag 60 and a shredder, in case you need it. Navigation will be considerably easier if you use the action map. Other than that, I absolutely love this level because It's Aliens done right, I would say. Well, I don't know, maybe for this era of gaming it's done right. But how many alien races are you aware of that are plain old insects that have actually gone through the evolutionary steps of becoming advanced like this? Advanced enough to know how to build rift gates and invade other worlds. Advanced to the point where they simply have no more emotions. They're emotionless beasts. Other than that, there's a few other things that I think this level does right, like the music. It just amps up the atmosphere ridiculously well, and I enjoy it. Pretty sure you can get in there. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh, we didn't go through here yet. But the music really fits in with this area. And the environment, besides the often repeating bland textures for the walls, it looks pretty damn good. Like these high-tech computers, which, well, they're supposed to be computers, but if you look at them carefully enough... Would you stop living? Here we go. If you look carefully at them, they're not really computers, they're just spinning things with buttons next to them. And that's just a glowing tube. Nothing really spectacular, but for the time when this game was released, it looks pretty impressive. They also have these floating elevator pads, which you gotta make use of course. But this level is also notoriously difficult because it actually contains one of those enemies which were supposed to show up in the Death Marshes, particularly the Hunter. I don't remember what it's called in this level. I think it's called just the Soldier, because they're all pretty similar to what you would expect regular bugs to be like. Small guys are mites. The green mantis, praying mantis bastards are drones. And the big ones, which you'll be seeing soon enough, are known as soldiers. And they're known as soldiers for a very good reason, I might add. Oh, here's another thing to keep in mind. I don't know if it applies for the soldiers and the drones, but for the most part, tranquilizer darts will be completely ineffective against enemies in this level. Oh, and don't expect to see any other types of enemies besides these. Entrails are not allowed in this area, much like anything else that we've seen so far. It's only the bugs, only the mantids. And that makes the level even more difficult than before, because these guys are very fucking powerful and their accuracy is ridiculous. And to make matters worse, they also got auto turrets all over the place, so you gotta watch out. That over there is another level 6 key which we must obtain. It's not gonna be easy though, as always. But this wouldn't be Turok 2 if it was too easy. You'll need to find these green switches to do most of the stuff around this place. This actually opened up another passageway that we can go through and set up these pads for us to actually make progress and collect the key. Always equip the charge dart rifle whenever you can. For the small guys, you really don't need to stun them because they're pretty weak. It's just that they move a lot. But for the drones, I do recommend stunning them first, because you've seen already, they can hurt you pretty badly if you don't. It's just a matter of hitting them with the charge darts. Here we go. The pathways will be going all over the place. So again, action map mandatory. If not just highly recommended, I should say. Cause this place, well, it's something special. Also, watch out, some pathways will have this bluish tint in front of them. That means that they're protected with a force field. You cannot go through there. Now, is this possible that certain pathways are just not accessible at all? Well, that's also a might. Just a different type. These mites come out of the eggs usually, but they can come out from other places too. But yeah, when you see these bluish tints, it's a force field, and normally you cannot walk through it and you cannot shoot through it. And sometimes I think they're just permanently closed pathways, because I don't think they really go anywhere. At least that's what I think, as I haven't really encountered a pathway that I couldn't go through, but more often than not, they either don't really go anywhere that's worth a damn, or I just never found a way to open it. Which would add even more to the confusion of this place. Flamethrowers are very effective in this level. However, if you're completely out of fuel, or well, you're not playing with cheats, then you're probably going to find them not useful at all because they constantly run out of fuel. Oh, for fuck's sake, stop. Sometimes I wish I could just shoot them without stunning them, but then the game reminds you that no, you have to stun them if you want to live. Unless of course you're cheating all the way, unlike we are. What happened to my action map? Oh, I see how it is. Fixed it. Yeah, so if you're playing legit, you're probably not going to find a lot of use out of the flamethrower because it runs out of fuel very quickly, considering how many enemies you have to deal with. And in certain areas, it's probably not even beneficial fighting in the first... What's hitting me? Oh, this thing. Ah, the damn auto turrets. Look at how much health I'm left with already. It's ridiculous. What the? Did you see that? One of them just flew up in the air for a moment and then he came back down. What the hell is that all about? No, I need this. Here we go. Right in his face. This is the most effective combination of weapons that you can make use of. Now before you go anywhere, make sure that if you ever get into these crossroads, make sure you check out all of the pathways. Because you might miss something, and if you miss something in this level, you're gonna hate yourself. Because then you'll have to do a lot of backtracking, and everybody hates that. See, if I walked to the right and took that elevator, I would have missed this. Always make sure to check every possible pathway, even if the pathways don't really go anywhere. Because you might miss something. Again, you don't want to miss anything in this level. Much like in the Lair of the Blind Ones, their navigation is already a pain in the ass. Here, it's an even bigger pain in the ass. You want to avoid wasting time as much as possible. Speaking of wasting time, looks like we'll have to have some of that happen once again. God damn! That was like 3 or 4 shots and I'm already out. Yeah, we know how this works. I think most of the mites will be gone by now. Oh, also that force field allowed us to check out this pathway, which is nice, but we gotta check the other one first. If it leads to an exit portal, we'll backtrack. That's not an issue. Where'd he go? bastard. He just flew away. Also, I gotta say, the intro for this level has some of the worst audio mixing ever. You can't tell anything that's being said to you in the intro, which is why I'm glad I found transcripts of the intros. Really helps. Oh, the bastard is here. Okay, you wanna fight? There you go. Fight this. Because most of the time the environments will be just narrow rooms or just corridors entirely, it's a pretty good idea to utilize the shredder. Also, it's a good idea to be very careful, and I think the zoom function may actually be beneficial in this area. Now that I took care of these, I really don't like the way this room is so open wide, because that usually means that there's going to be a pretty... Ah yes, here he is, the soldier. There he is, the ginormous son of a... Oh. See, I nearly died again from the damn auto turrets. But yeah, that giant thing that was pelting me with lasers, or at least tried to before I stunned him, is known as the soldier. Watch out for him, cause he will make sure that you remember his name, whether you like it or not. He is an outright cunt, if you ask me.